like the articles, they made like checks and balances and whatever. And the checks and balances, there's legislative branch, executive branch, and judicial branch. And they made it so that the neither branch is like too much in power, and neither branch is in too little power. And I think that's a fair government and all. And like not only that, but the Constitution gives us our rights too. And as I've said multiple times, we need these rights. And if we don't really have our freedom. And our freedom is probably the most important thing that we have.
I think he's right about the branches, because if one has too much power, it's gonna try to take over. And if one has too little power, it doesn't have enough power to have a say in it.
I think checks and balance with our government was such an amazing idea, because when it allows people to not have so much power, it allows the power to be spread out evenly across the people, across representatives, across everyone. And so if someone were to get too much power, say the president has all the power, it becomes a dictatorship, he could tell us what we say. He could be over everything we do, everything we say. He could say, I want you to make a happy song, then you have to make a happy song, even though you don't feel happy because you're being told what to do. If we didn't have those checks and balances, this could happen to anyone in any situation, and they could literally make us do anything they wanted.
I like what she said about distributing the power among each branch of government, but also among the people. We have the power to make a difference in our country and in our world, and without that power, we wouldn't have been able to write these songs. Without the freedom of speech, we would have had no ability to say or do or think even about things like freedom and about, I don't know, love and happiness and sad things too. But that's checks and balances, and that's living in America at its finest.
Lots of people, I feel like, I know me as when I was younger, I felt like that the government had all the power and the people didn't have any of the power. Later, as I grew up to now, I realized that people have half the power and we all have the same amount of power as the government. And you can make a difference. You can do these things because of our rights. We're able to spread speech. We can, for our power of speech, we can write songs about the Constitution. And maybe if we did not have the right of speech, we would not be able to. So I feel like that made a big difference.
I think something that I didn't really think about when I was younger is that government can be modern. We can talk about modern ideas. When I was younger, I just thought, oh, that was the Constitution. That's something that a bunch of old people wrote 5 million years ago. But if we can find a way to use our freedom of speech, the freedom of press, and assembly and petition, all these things together in a more modern way with social media or just anything new that the new generation would recognize, I think we could make a huge change in whatever we wanted to do.
And to go on with Emily's, I feel like it's a big difference, but we wouldn't be able to do any of this right now if one branch had way too much power. We probably wouldn't be able to be talking about all this stuff. But I think it just makes a difference that everyone's the same and everyone has the same exact amount of power.
I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent. I once was asked, does your vote really matter? Because there's so many citizens, does your vote really matter? And maybe in the presidential election, I'm not sure, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but at the local level, your vote can matter. It's the squeaky wheel gets the grease. If you go to your local school board meeting or something like that, you stand up and you say, this is a problem, I want to change it, people will listen to you. I've seen it done. I know one woman, she went to some meeting like that. She was the only person at the meeting and they listened to her. And it was as simple as that. It's something that we can do on a very personal level with people we know around us, because everyone wants the world to be better. It's not like everyone's plotting someone else's demise. Everyone wants happiness, everyone wants to be heard, and they want the best for the world. And everyone just has different opinions about how that should be done, but if we listen to everyone, then we'll get the best from everyone.